Good morning and welcome to Friday. It is 8:48. Mornings with Dennis on K100. So glad that you've joined me here this morning. Quick look at the weather. It's going to be mainly sunny today. Highs reaching 23. On the way, we've got a few clouds for this evening. It'll be foggy and 12 in the overnight. Not too bad at all. And then sunshine for tomorrow, looking like a good day. High of 17 with the humidity. It's going to feel like 23. And then Sunday, a little bit overcast, kind of give you a little bit of a break from the sunshine, if you will. Now, I've got some guests in the studio here. Now, I want to preface this by saying I remember back when I was a teenager, growing up in a part of town that had a label, and some of the friends that I grew up with, we all had an option to go one way or the other. And my mom got me and my sister into a group that kind of made sure that we had some positive influence. And because of that, we were able to get some experiences probably that we wouldn't have had the opportunity otherwise. Now, let's talk about the Center for Youth Care here in St. John. They're an organization in our city that's doing that and a lot more for teens in our community. I'm being joined right now by Karen Cummings. She's the executive director, and Amy Enman. She's a program manager, both for the Center of Youth Care. Ladies, welcome to K100.
Thank you for having us.
Yay.
Good morning. Thank you.
All right, I'll just move that mic. Perfect. There you go. Ladies, thanks so much. And I was reading in the news, and we have a mutual friend in Naomi. And she reached out to me, and she said there's something really cool that's happening for the Center for Youth Care, and I really want you guys to be able to tell the city all about it. So first of all, can you tell us about the Center for Youth Care? What is it that your organization does here in our area?
Sure. Center for Youth Care is a nonprofit agency. We operate 12 community-based youth care homes in southern New Brunswick. Most of them are in the greater St. John area. Yeah. We also operate the youth shelter and youth supportive housing program here in St. John and offer case management and outreach services for housing supports as well.
Oh, that's excellent. So really making sure that the kids just got what they need in these formative years.
Absolutely. It's all about creating healthy, positive relationships and building natural support systems around youth.
This is a really tricky time that we're in. And how long has I saw on your website that the Center for Youth Care has been around since 1971?
Yes, we've been around since 1971. In the past 5 years, we've expanded significantly. We've almost doubled our operations, wow. And of course, that has expanded our impact on the community.
Oh, for sure. That's great. Now, what kinds of services do you provide for teens in the area?
So for teens specifically, we do have several community-based youth care homes. Probably the biggest game changer right now for youth in our community that we are operating is our youth shelter. It was formerly known as Safe Harbor. We relaunched that and opened in September of 2022. Nice. So that is a shelter, rapid response shelter, and supportive housing program. And since that time, we've served more than 70 unique youth in the St. John area.
That's amazing. Excellent work. On behalf of those that are listening, thank you for providing this service. And so as the executive director, you kind of oversee the operations. And Amy, what is it you do as a program manager with the Center for Youth Care here in town?
I am a case manager, so I help youth ages 19 to 25 secure housing, develop support systems, engage in education and employment, seek mental health or addiction support. It's really helping them be successful in their own personal metric of success.
Wow, that's amazing. Because one of the things that we're talking about is just before we came to air here was in our web poll questions. It's talking about how do you manage stress. So for a teen that's kind of going through a difficult time, whether they're facing a housing crisis or they're in a spot right now where they don't have a job, but they've still got to meet the bills and everything like that. That causes a lot of stress. So mental health comes into play for a lot of things, and so the fact that you have these services available for teens and for younger kids as well, it's amazing. So I was reading that there is a new initiative, some new exciting news that you have for the Center for Youth Care here in St. John. What's the deal?
So Center for Youth Care is meeting the critical gap in services for youth ages 19 to 25. And we are building 9 Bachelor Apartments for youth ages 19 to 25 on Thornborough Street. Mm-hmm. We are super excited about this endeavor. It gives youth the opportunity to access safe housing and to really rebuild their support systems. So far for that, we have secured $1.5 million. So we're just over 50% of the way there. We have the opportunity right now with the JT Clark Family Foundation to match $100K of donations. So you can donate at cycinc.ca. So right now, this means that we have the opportunity to double the impact. And to stay on our tight timeline, we need to raise a huge portion of our funding by October 1st. This critical housing resource was needed yesterday, and we are challenging local businesses, corporations, and the community to financially support this housing resource over on our website at cycinc.ca.
I'm going to put a link up on our social pages so that people can quick access that as well. That's so exciting, and the fact that you've got, you're doing so well with what you need to make this happen is amazing. And Karen, as a director, how does it feel for you looking at the advancement of your services and how you're able to reach out even further into the community?
Well, of course, I'm very proud of Amy and this initiative. Amy really was the driving force behind this.
Oh, that's amazing.
So Amy took a leave of absence from Center for Youth Care and actually helped to open the Out of the Cold shelter a couple of years ago. And it's incredibly difficult when we as youth care workers encounter former youth in care who are experiencing housing insecurity or homelessness. And I think that's really been, one of the driving factors in Amy's passion for this initiative is really trying to intervene early into those, youth's lives and offer them supports and services to change those outcomes, to change those generational cycles in St. John. If we're waiting for youth to become homeless before we intervene, we've waited too long.
When I met you at the door, I was doing just a little bit of reading up, and there was a number that I saw, and I got you to explain it for me. A number that I read was basically in our area to date, there's approximately 600 people that are in homelessness. That's the number that I read, and you explained it very well to me before we came to the studio, and you said that 600 is including people that are on the cusp. They're not yet completely homeless, but they're at risk. And thank you for breaking that down. That because sometimes you get a number in the news, and it just needs a little bit more refining as far as understanding. Do you have any actual numbers as to how many teens or people that you're dealing with that would be impacted or experiencing homelessness in our area?
So 10% of our population right now experiencing homelessness are between the ages of 19 and 25. And 41% of those right now experiencing homelessness did so before the age of 25. This is why this housing resource is so important. It can change the trajectory for youth and for future generations.
Well, I'm so excited that it's going to happen. You're in the process. There's funding that's in place, but you've still got to meet a target in order for those funds to be released. So I'm going to be sharing your information. And is there anything else that you want to share about the Center for Youth Care that people in St. John and surrounding area need to know?
I think I just really want to share that working with the youth, they really just want an opportunity to prove that they can do it to themselves, to the community. The youth that I work with, after we've gone to an interview or I've helped them through something, they say, no one has ever told me I'm proud of you. They just want somebody in their corner saying, you've got this. I know you can do it. They're just looking for a cheerleader and for a support system. And, I always say I'm 34 years old. If something happens in my life, I call my family. Yeah. These youth have no one to call. And so that's why they're calling us and they're saying, I need help. I need this housing program. I need support.
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. But and how does it feel when you see someone go through the program and go through the resources and they that they feel safe, that they are feeling valued? What does that do for you as a group of people that are working in this organization?
Really, for us, of course, we're proud. We're
Yeah.
thankful that we can do this work, but we all really see the work that we do as a calling. We always joke and say it's not a career, it's a lifestyle. And we are all really walking that walk. Not just Center for Youth Care, but there are a lot of nonprofit agencies on the front lines in St. John that are really impacting change. The work we are doing on this resource is especially important to us because, as I mentioned before, the former youth in care who are experiencing homelessness or at risk hits us differently. And I think we feel as though, much like the city of St. John, we feel as though we're, little agency, big heart, just like St. John is little city,
great.
big heart. And we are really, really hoping that the community steps up and supports us in this fundraising effort. We cannot wait. The situation is critical. Every single day that passes, another youth is at risk of falling through the cracks. We cannot allow that to happen. I know our community doesn't want to allow that to happen. We all see what's happening with housing and homelessness in our city. We have to act now. We cannot wait.
How can we help? How can we help?
So I would say reach out through our website that you're going to link on social media
Yes.
and make a donation if you can. If you work for a local business, talk to your managers, ask how you can get involved. How can your business help? Start talking about this conversation. Reach out to us, volunteer, get involved.
I love it. I love it. Amy and Karen, thank you so much. They're representatives for the Center for Youth Care here in St. John, and they've got a great new build that's going to happen on Thornborough Street in North End, and they're going to be impacting yet more young lives in our community for the better. Thank you so much for sharing your message here at K100.
Thank you for having us.
My absolute pleasure. Their website, like I said, I'm going to share it, but you can go to cycinc.ca to check out the Center for Youth Care right here in St. John. On the way for you, we're heading to the 9 o'clock hour. Shakira's on the way along with Lionel Richie all night long. K100 St. John's Perfect Music Mix. 9 o'clock.